All right, welcome on back, everyone, to another episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. And today we turn our attention to Philadelphia 525 out of Pennsylvania. This council was originally chartered in 1914 and lasted all the way up until 1995 when it merged with Valley Forge and Cradle of Liberty. The first issue actually is a pre-CSP, so we'll start there on the patch table. Here we have the SA1 with its gold cut edge border, red, white, and blue background. Gold Cradle of Liberty was created in 1957 for the National Jamboree. Again, not as many of these were produced. This one's in pretty darn good condition. Really nice example of that SA1. And then the first regular issue, which would have been post 1970, is the S2. The S2 defined with its yellow border, red, white, and blue background, yellow letters, obviously saying Philadelphia Council for Pennsylvania. Really continuing the trend of that very first SA1, but now done in a standard CSP shape. This one happens to have a cloth back. That is the S2. And then, like many early issues, they went ahead and added the hallmarks of the scouting program with BSA and fleur-de-lis, and they did that in the T3. We have the T3 to show you as well. The T3 actually had two variants, the T3A and the T3B. They're going to be really, really similar to one another. Slight differences in the size of the fleur-de-lis. They do list one of the borders as dark yellow and the other as gold. So we do believe this is the T3A up top and the T3B down below. You can also see differences in the direction of twill. So we have one of them being a left twill and one of them being a right twill. Both of these end up being plastic backed. So the T3A, T3B productions. Again, essentially mimicking that S2, but now adding the BSA and fleur-de-lis to these production runs. So those are the first issues for the Philadelphia Council. Go ahead and see if we can get the very first SA1 and then the S2 on the same. It's a little tough with the sizing. But those are the first issues for Philadelphia. Hope you have found that informative and somewhat entertaining. Remember that we are back every single day with brand new episodes. We do hope to see you back here tomorrow for another new episode. But until then, I want to thank everybody that's been stopping in and watching our daily videos, catching up on first CSPs. Hopefully you're able to see some things you've never seen before. If there's a council we haven't highlighted yet that you would like to see, feel free to request it in the comments below. Also, worthy of note is we're getting great comments from collectors in the community across the country that know more about the history of the patches sometimes. So for example, in yesterday's Quinnipiac, we got in some information on what the meaning is behind the patch. We were able to add that in the comments below. So feel free to check the comments. There's usually great info about the history of these councils as well. And we like to bring that to you, kind of crowdsourcing the greater community that is Scouting America to be able to essentially preserve this history here on YouTube with this channel. So thank you again. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, hope you guys have a great rest of your day.